Howl's Moving Castle meets Mad Max. Seems legit. Okay, is it just me, or does my hair look blonde again in this lighting? I mean, it's still pink, I'm telling you. It's just fading out. Okay. Anyway, I'm here today to review the new film, Mortal Engines, which is, it's not directed by Peter Jackson. It's directed by Christian Rivers, I think. Peter Jackson just produced and wrote the script for this movie. So, I don't know why his name is like is in everyone's face when it comes to this movie's advertising. But yeah, it's based on a book where thousands of years into the future, like, you know, humanity has destroyed themselves and survivors now live in cities that move on wheels. And this lady named Hester, I'm pretty sure it's Esther. Yeah, she goes out to kill Hugo Weaving, a guy who played Elrond in Lord of the Rings, because he plays this guy named Thaddeus Valentine who killed his mother, and now she's on a revenge story to stop London from eating other cities with some help from other people that she meets along the way. So yeah, I was really excited for this movie. I mean, I know Peter Jackson only produces and writes the script for this movie, but he's still one of my favorite directors. Like, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite movie of all time. And yeah, he's made plenty of other classics as well. And the film looks great from the trailers, both visually and from the story level. And yeah, I went to this movie very optimistic. And coming back from it now, it's like, I don't think it deserves that much hate that it's getting from the critics right now, but I can sort of understand where the, people's distaste for this movie comes from to an extent. Like, the visuals and the sound work is fantastic. It's got a great score as well. The cities, like, the world is really imaginative. Like, there's some, cities that are, traveling on land that leave behind, like, trails of, in the dirt, like tractors, and there's other cities that walk like spiders in the ocean, and other ground, transportation things that like move like millipedes, and there's huge giant blimps in the sky. Like, yeah, there's a lot of really cool eye candy and just, interesting world building in this movie. And there's Easter eggs. I was really impressed with that, and I became invested very quickly, right? The characters, on the other hand, like, here's the thing. You can't have it's important that your story is more character driven rather than premise driven and world driven. And that's where I think a lot of people's distaste for this movie lies in. It's just the characters. Yeah, there's the lead, and there's this other guy from London. His name's Tom. Like, it's the two. It's like she's on a revenge story, but things get pretty sidetracked, and like her only motivation is like, oh, my mother's dead. I need to stop London. Like, sweetie, you're stopping an entire city. You need better motivation than that. Her and this Tom guy, like, yeah, I'm really starting to hate when movies do this. They hint at a romance. It's like, oh, you love him, don't you? It's like, yeah, there is like romantic sparks between the two of them, but they just hug once in this movie. Like, really? No kiss? I'm really starting to hate when movies do that. And honestly, the only two characters that really interested me in this were, Anna Fang, who's played by Jahai. Please, I know I'm butchering that name. Please forgive me. And yeah, she has some really funny lines, and she actually put a smile on my face, and she kicked a lot of butt, and it was just really cool to watch. Of course, she's like one of the coolest characters. And this like robot zombie guy who's voiced by Stephen Lang. Yeah, who raises the main chick in this movie after her mom dies. Like, he takes her in as a child, even though he's heartless and is a machine. He like tries to raise her as best he can. Then she splits off, and now he like wants to get her or something like that. Yeah, the movie could have been about him and her growing up together. That would have been That would have been really interesting, honestly. And yeah, I will say the storytelling is kind of wonky. It's like parts of it drag, and it goes on for too long. Just like, can we just get back to another action scene? The action scenes were very well done. Again, Peter Jackson's got a knack for good action scenes and special effects. So yeah, you don't doubt that for a second. But I would have really liked to see, better pacing. I think that's where this movie's, problem generally lies in. It's just, not enough character development and just the little wonky pacing. It could have just kept it more consistent with what story was going in, if you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, Mortal Engines is, again, I don't think it deserves all the trash it's getting right now, but I will say the characters and the script could have used some more work. But overall, I will say it looked fantastic. It was imaginative, had cool action scenes, and I don't know if the book that this movie is based on was a series. It doesn't set itself up for a sequel or anything, but yeah, I mean, I think this movie would have been better if they were intended to be a series, if that's the case. I don't know, whatever. I'm giving Mortal Engines a 6 out of 10 stars. It is a passable film. Oh my goodness, my sister flies home from New Orleans tomorrow night, so yeah, I'm gonna be a busy guy this weekend, and then it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day I leave for Florida, and to visit my grandfather, and yeah, just, this next coming week is gonna be pretty wild for me. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have you guys seen Mortal Engines? What did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments down below, please, and yeah, subscribe to my channel, please. My name is TVB9. You guys have a nice night.